Hello students, today we are going to start with our unit second, current electricity. So the branch of physics which deals with the study of charges in motion. So the branch of physics which deals with the study of charges in motion. In motion is called current electricity. In our first unit, electrostatics, we have seen the things or the effects, the force, the potential, the field related with the charges at rest. Now we will be talking about when the charges are in motion. When the charges are in motion. So the flowing charges constitute current. The flowing charges constitute current. Constitute current. Now we have to talk about what is current. So the time rate of flow of charge. The time rate of flow of charge through any cross section is called current. So when we talk about time rate, means we will divide the given quantity, the quantity with time. So now what we will divide? We will divide the charge with time. So that is called as the time rate of flow of charge is called as current. So means its symbol is I. Symbol is I, and it is written as Q over T. I is equal to Q over T. And when this T is very very small, means when I talk about instantaneous current or current at any instant, means at that time T will be very very small. So at that time it is current is written as dq over dt. So that this is called as the time rate of change of time rate of flow of charge is called as current. Now what is the direction of flow of current? Direction. So direction is taken as the direction of flow of positive charge. So the conventional direction is along the direction of flow of positive charge, or sometimes we can also say that the direction is opposite to the flow of negative charge, or opposite to the flow of negative charge. Now what is its unit? So unit of current for 1 coulomb charge and time 1 second, we say that I is equal to 1 coulomb over 1 second. So that is called as 1 coulomb per second, and this is called as ampere. This is called as 1 ampere. So ampere symbol is capital A. 1 ampere is equal to 1 coulomb per second. So now in words we will say that current is said to be 1 ampere. Current is said to be 1 ampere if 1 coulomb of charge is flowing per second through any cross section, of the conductor of the conductor. So then the current is said to be 1 ampere. Means if 1 coulomb of charge flows in 1 second through the conductor, then it is said to be 1 ampere. Now we have to talk about the current carriers. We have to talk about the current carriers. So what are the current carriers now? So the current carriers are the particles whose flow in a definite direction constitute the current. So the particles whose flow in a definite direction constitute the current are called as current carriers. For solids, the current carriers are free electrons. Solids means we are talking about metals. The current carriers are free electrons. In liquids, the current carriers are ions, positive and negative ions are the current carriers. Similarly, in gases also, positive ions and as well as free electrons. And in semiconductors, the current carriers are holes and free electrons So these are the charge carriers in different type of materials. So in metals, free electrons are the charge carriers, and in semiconductors, holes and free electrons constitute the current. These are the charge carriers. Now, one more very important thing is current is a scalar quantity. So what is the use of this? It means the incoming currents at some point, let us say that this is I1, this is I2, and this is I3. So the currents at a point or at a node can be added or subtracted algebraically. So therefore we will say that the current is scalar. Means here the incoming currents I1 plus I2 will be equal to the outgoing current, that will be equal to I3. So the currents can be added or subtracted algebraically. So that's why we say that the current is a scalar quantity. Now, next topic is drift velocity. Actually, the flow of we said electrons in the conductor constitute the current, and we also know that in any material the charges can start moving on heating also. So does the conductor on heating also constitute, or does in any conductor on heating the current flows? So the answer is no. Because on heating, let us say that I have some conductor like this, and many electrons are here in this. So a lot of electrons are here. So means I'm saying that negative charges, or let us say that these all are the electrons or the particles. Now on heating, these charges will start moving in random directions. So let us say that this is moving in this, on striking with the another, it starts moving in this, and they keep on moving in the zigzag format. So does this motion constitute the current? So answer is no, because at any cross section, let us say that I am talking about this cross section here. So number of charges those are flowing in this direction due to heating will be equal to the number of charges flowing in the opposite direction. So therefore, on adding all these things, means due to large number of electrons, the sum of these electrons, means going towards the right and going towards the left in a cross section, will be equal to 0. Means this velocity, that is the particles are in random motion, is called as the thermal velocity. So this thermal velocity or the thermal motion due to thermal energy is not responsible for the flow of current. Then what is responsible for the current? So what the thing, the velocity that is responsible for the flow of current is called as the drift velocity. Drift velocity, and this velocity will be gained by any charges on application of electric field. On application of electric field means, let us say that I have once again this conductor and I have many electrons here. Now if I apply some positive charge on this side, let us say that I have some positive charge on this side, so then due to the attraction of this positive charge, means I have some battery like this. So battery is the source of electric field or EMF. Then these charges will start flowing through in this direction, and all the charges will start flowing in single direction instead of this. So therefore we will say that this type of drifting of electrons will constitute the current. So before moving on to drift velocity, let us talk about thermal velocity. So what is thermal velocity now? So due to temperature, and thermal energy, the electrons gain motion. They gain motion, and this thermal velocity, I am writing it as Vt, is of the range of 10 raised to power 5 meter per second. This velocity is in all directions, and of varying magnitudes. From 0 to maximum. So they all will have different velocities, and it will be from 0 to maximum. And due to large number of free electrons, or the large number of electrons, the vector sum of thermal velocity at any instant is 0. Is 0 means this thermal velocity is not responsible for the current. So let us say that u1 plus u2 plus u3 plus so on up to un will be equal to 0. So this the velocity gained by the electrons due to thermal energy is called as a thermal velocity, and this thermal velocity is of the range of 10 raised to power 5 meter per second. But due to the large number, their vector sum is 0, means this velocity is not responsible for the conduction of current. We have to talk about one more term, that is called as mean free path. So as I said, the electrons in motion will strike with each other in their random motion. So the distance between these two consecutive or successive collisions is called as a mean free path. Is called as a free path, and the average of these free paths is called as a mean free path. So the path between two consecutive collisions is called free path. And the average length of these free paths is called mean free path. Now next one that we have to talk about is relaxation time. So relaxation time, so the distance traveled from one collision to another collision will be covered in some time, means the electron will not strike with each other for a very short interval of time. So this short interval of time is called as the relaxation time. So the time to travel mean path, time to travel mean path is called as the drift velocity. It is called as the relaxation time. Now I have to talk about drift velocity. So what is drift velocity now? So when we apply on application of electric field, on applying electric field, the free electrons experience a force in definite direction. They experience a force in definite direction. So the definite direction is opposite to the direction of electric field. Definite direction. And they start drifting in the direction of force. So this velocity is called as a drift velocity. So this velocity acquired by free electrons, this velocity by free electrons on application of electric field, on application of electric field is called drift velocity, is called drift velocity. So we will talk about some other derivations in our next topic.